Okay, so Barbara, just to catch you up on the little chat that we were having, and it's Richard, right? Please give me a thumbs up if it's Richard, and if it's not, okay. I was saying earlier that, what do you do when you wake up in the middle of the night and you can't always get back to sleep? Ellen came up with, you could use a mantra, you could repeat the same word. We were discussing general techniques of really giving the brain something repetitive to keep doing, so that that hamster wheel that he described, the hamster wheel of the mind, is not not even obsessive, but just distracted and involving its story with whatever thought has popped into the mind. So as the mind goes off and goes into that hamster wheel, we give it something repetitive to use instead, and keep drawing back to that repetition, like mantra, like observing the breathing, like doing a body scan, like repetitively going through the body. So we'll use the countdown of the breath today, and we'll set that as a possible tool that you might want to take with you. Okay, let's move a little bit so that it becomes easier to sit. So however you're sitting, I'm going to move forward a little bit so that we can make some easy circles. You'll need to coordinate it if you're sitting next to each other. And you'll feel what's happening in the back. Maybe it feels tight in certain places or certain points of the circle. Maybe you feel the lower back, wherever it is, whatever this movement creates for you physically, connect with the physicality of the body. And pause wherever you are and do the movement in the opposite direction. Opposite circle. We move a little bit like this before we do our meditation, so that hopefully the body has created a bit of ease, so that you can sit comfortably in stillness. Good. And then sitting upright, bring the arms forward, take a nice big inhale, lift up, reach up. And as you exhale, reach forward. Try to reach forward with the shoulders back, chest forward, shoulders back. As far forward as you can go, but you still feel that you're stable on your seat. Nice big inhale to bring you back up to center. And then exhale, lean back towards the seat behind you, but try not to collapse into the seat. Then we'll do a few more of those. Inhale, lift up, nice long spine. Exhale, forward. You notice that my arms are not as high as the shoulders are. So inhale, lift up. You see the hands are slightly lower than the shoulders. And exhale, lean back. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, reach forward. Good. Inhale to center. Exhale, lean back, hardly touching whatever's supporting you. So you're using your tummy muscles to find that. And then come back up to center. Relax the hands. Do some nice shoulder rotations here. Nice movements in the shoulders. So nice circles. Now we begin to bring the mindfulness into it. So this is a repetitive action. It's easy to do. You could do this and have your mind go elsewhere. So choose for the mind to keep coming back to what you're doing. So feel the circles that you're making. And then move the circles in the opposite direction. So opposite circle. Feel the shoulders, feel what tension might be there. Feel the shoulder blades on the back of the body. Good. And then bring your right arm forward and across the body. And then scoop the left arm underneath and gently draw that arm in towards you. And then notice if you turned with that. So try and keep the body facing forward. And the area that is most likely to feel some form of tension is here in your right shoulder. And so you're not forcing it, but you want to try and keep the shoulders on an even plane so that the right shoulder isn't hiking up towards your ear. And drawing that arm gently in towards you so that you feel that there's a release of tension. if there is tension there. Nice long spine. Release the arms. Let's do the other side. Bring the left arm forward, across the body. Scoop the arm underneath. Gently draw that in. So bringing the mindfulness to the present moment. Once you have the shape of the pose, check in with how the left shoulder feels. Shoulders are as even as possible without forcing into the shoulder joint. Feel your fingers. Spread the fingers wide and feel the palms of the hands energized. Awareness of the fingertips. Awareness of the nice long spine as you lift up through the top of the head. And then release. Good. And now see if you can move the shoulders in different directions, which is sometimes hilarious. And sometimes I think that I'm moving one forward and one back, and I'm not, I'm just moving them different timing. But that will keep your mind busy, keep your awareness on what you're doing. To try and give the brain something that is, give it a focus point, that it comes to the present moment, especially in the beginning when we're just sitting down, we're first sitting down. You can move back a little bit now in your seat, and let's bring the right leg up. I am holding the front of the knee. You can also hold the back of the thigh. Keep the spine nice and long. And as you hug that knee in towards you, make some ankle rotations. And then again, we're going to use this time that we spend together to be as mindfully aware as possible in a place of observation, because it's a good tool to use later during the mindfulness meditation. So observe the sensations in the foot, in the leg, in the arms. Move the foot in the opposite circle. Mind jumps somewhere else, maybe onto that hamster wheel. Bring it to feeling the tiny little bones and clicks and things in the ankle and the foot. Feel the weight of the leg as well. And then releasing the circles in the foot. Take a nice inhale, a deep breath, relax the leg away from you so that the arms are straight and they're holding the leg, but it's quite relaxed. And then as you exhale, draw the leg in, push down through the ball of the foot, spread the toes. Again, inhale, relax the leg away from you, the arms are holding it. Exhale, squeeze in, toes are spread. One more, inhale, relax. Exhale, squeezing in. And then as an option, you can reach towards your leg, curling in towards the knee for a deeper release. And then let go of the leg, and let's do the other side. In fact, before we do the other side, just close your eyes for a moment and sense that right leg and that right side of the body, but especially the right foot, leg, thigh, into the hip. And perhaps there's more awareness of the right side than the left side. We haven't done much with the left side yet. So just building a deeper awareness of connecting mind and body. How does the right leg feel? Are you more aware of it than the left leg? Whatever is there, it's okay if it feels exactly the same. That's fine, but we're beginning to create awareness through observation. And then open your eyes. Let's do the other side. Often when I'm doing those sorts of routines, I feel like the other side has been left out and it's waiting and it's going, pick me, please, please, I want to feel like that side. So let's see if we can create that ease on the left leg. So left leg in, squeezing in, nice ankle rotations. Feel what you're doing. Maybe if you close your eyes, you can also feel that it's not just the ankle, you can feel the lower leg is making some movements too. The muscles are moving. Nice long spine. Change direction with the ankle, other circle direction. Feel all the little muscles all the way up into where you're holding your knee. You can feel the muscles responding to the ankle moving. Good, and then release the circles. Relax the leg about halfway so that the arms straighten. The leg is a dead weight. The foot is dangling. Nice big inhale. That keeps you nice and long in your spine. And then exhale, squeeze in, spread the toes, push down through the ball of the foot. Again, inhale, dangle the leg, long spine. Exhale, pull in. One more. Inhale, long spine, leg relaxed. Exhale, squeeze in, and perhaps if you like, you can draw your body towards your leg, coming into a deeper fold. And then release that leg. Rest the hands on the legs or on your lap. Close your eyes and now observe. Observing the right side. And observing whatever is there. It's also okay if there isn't a huge revelation. There doesn't have to be. So we observe with curiosity, not expectation. We observe what is already there, what is already happening, without trying to control it or make it happen. And then open your eyes. So maybe you can just wave at the screen if you felt that there was a difference between the left side and the right side after we did the right. Okay, great. And it's also fine if there's absolutely no connection at all either. It's very personal, it depends from day to day. But we start to use these tools to bring us into more of a place of observation, really important observation without judgment, because that's mindfulness. And then I always add observation without expectation. So we're not expecting and wanting and waiting for something to happen. And when something does or doesn't happen, it's without a judgment of that. It's a curiosity. It's a gentle curiosity that teaches us about ourselves, gives us insights into how we think and how we live our lives. Okay, so again, nice long spine. I like to have the hip bones in line with the knees, in line with the ankles. I tend to have no shoes on. It just gives me more connection with the earth, but you do what's comfortable for you. Take a nice big inhale. If you have somebody next to you, you can reach the arms forward. Otherwise, you can reach the arms up and lift up. And then once you're there, interlace the fingers, turn the palms up towards the sky, and feel this beautiful length you're creating in the body. Feel the effort that's required to extend up through the spine like this. Press down gently through your sitting bones. Press down gently through your feet. Even let the shoulders draw down as the arms go up. Feel those are opposites. Take a lovely deep inhale here. And as you exhale, slowly release the arms, either out to the sides or in front of you, depending on how you're sitting. Great. Okay, now we inhale, take the arms forward, lift them all the way up. As you exhale, turn the palms out and down towards the floor. We reverse that, turn the palms outward, inhale, lift up, palms together, and then exhale, bring the hands down to the heart center. Hands stay together, inhale, lift up, separate the hands, exhale, bring the arms down. If it doesn't work by your sides, then you can use them forward. Turn the palms out, inhale, lift up. One long, slow inhale, palms together. All the breathing for now is in and out of the nose. Exhale, hands to the heart center. Last one, inhale, lift up, spine lengthens, ribs lift up. Beautiful length in the spine. Exhale, keep that long spine even as the arms release and relax to your sides. Last one, palms out, inhale, lift up, extend, extend, palms together, hold here, take another little sip of breath, And then exhale and bring the hands down to the heart center. Great. And then release your hands. Good. Okay. We'll take a lateral stretch now. So inhale and lift up through your right arm and have your hand supporting you somehow. Either it's on the seat next to you or you're holding the chair so that you feel steady. And then as you exhale, lift up and over and reach to the left. So you could imagine that there's a beautiful big moon here, a big round moon, and you're lifting up and over. So instead of coming all the way towards the floor, and then we lose the weight in the other buttock and we crunch into the side body, feel that you're lifting up and over an imaginary moon or sun. The sun came out today for the first time in I can't remember how long. And then nice big inhale, reach the arms up. And let's exhale and over to the other side. So stay here for several breaths, feeling that you're pushing down through the left side, your foot and your buttock, as you're reaching up and over to the right. Pull the belly in a little bit also to support you. And then on your next inhale, lift all the way up. Good. And we're going to go straight into a twist here. So as you exhale, you can begin to twist to your left. So let's bring the right arm across the body and you can pull gently on the leg. The other hand comes wherever is comfortable for you. If you're sitting on a chair that there's space behind you, then you take the hand behind you or down the side of the chair, or perhaps if you're on the couch, you're pushing down into the couch next to you. Key thing to just keep aware of is that the knees and the ankles stay lined up. The knees don't come with you in the twist. And once you're in your twist, enjoy the spine lengthening. Feel the even weight in the sitting bones. Observe how the body is placed. Observe your breathing. It might not be as deep in a twist, but deliberately breathe. I always come out of twists with a very deliberate, deep inhale. It helps to remember to keep the spine nice and long as you exit a twist. So on your next inhale, lovely deep inhale, that breath lifts you up with a nice long spine out of your twist. That's it. Beautiful. And then exhale to the other side. Remember to keep the knees facing forward as you twist here. That's it. Good. And that left hand is gently pulling on the leg to help you ease into a twist. And as you are staying in this twist and feeling the shape that your body makes, take your awareness to the belly, left side of your tummy and left side of your ribs. And see if there's a tiny bit more of a twist that might come from there. And you won't even see it happening, but there might be just a millimeter that you can twist a tiny bit more from the side waist, the side belly, the side ribs. It's easy to twist in the shoulders and the head. We want the twist to begin more in the belly. Nice long spine and a lovely deep inhale to bring you up out of your twist. And exhale and release. Okay, good. We'll do one balance pose before we sit down and do our mindfulness meditation. So if you stand up and you have somewhere that you can hold on to a little bit of support, move back here. So perhaps you have a chair next to you. And make sure that you have enough space that the chair is there to support you, but you're not kind of leaning in towards it. And you can take your left knee, or however you've positioned yourself is fine. Whichever the knee is that's not right up against the chair, turn that out. And perhaps lift the leg up and place the leg on the inside of the foot, on the inside of the other leg. Good. And then you can take the left arm, same side as the bent leg, and bring that out to the side. And then you play with the balance so that you're touching, whatever you're holding, you're touching that with as little effort as possible. That's it. So maybe that hand floats up away from the chair, but it doesn't have to. And you connect with your breathing. You breathe smooth, even breath. Good. And then bringing the knee back to center and release the foot. And then you might want to just walk out the ankles because you're standing on one leg. Might have created a bit of tension. Just release through the ankles. Now, if you can't, however you're situated, if you can't walk to the other side, then just turn around, right? So you're going to somehow be on your other side, far enough away from your support that you're not, it's just at the perfect place, that you're not leaning in towards it, but it's just there if you need it. And then turn the other knee out. Maybe the arm comes out to the side. Maybe the foot comes up inside the other leg. Avoid the knee, so never have the foot on the knee, but it can be anywhere on the inside of the leg. And find your balance there. That's it. And also find the imbalance, and then just observe. It's a practice of observation. So all the speed wobbles that happen when we're balancing are part of the practice. They're not a failure. They're not something that we're trying to control. We're just connecting the brain and the body around the concept of balance. Good. And then bringing the knee back to center and release the leg. And you can walk out your ankles, your knees. Take your time to come down to your seat again. So I often say this, that balance really is not about how long can I stand on one leg and let me move forward a little bit now. It's not about how long can I stand on one leg, and if I can't stand on one leg, then my balance is bad. Yeah, balance changes. With every decade, the balance does change. So what we do in these practices is when we use these balancing techniques, what we're doing is we are training the brain and the body to connect, and we're making a reference point. So that as the body loses its balance, a furious message goes to the mind, I'm losing my balance, and then the mind adjusts the body. And so there's this dialogue between the body and the brain to help you be more aware of balance. Okay, do our little time check here. So sitting comfortably, sitting well, nice long spine. Let's do a releasing breath. So the releasing breath will be in through the nose. There'll be a hold, and then there'll be an exhale out through the mouth, like an audible exhale, like a whisper sigh. With all of the breathing techniques, none of this is forced. And so again, you're observing the breathing with curiosity. And let's see if the exhale might start to become longer than the inhale. So we're only going to do 3 breaths together, and there'll be a little break in between because everybody's length of breathing will be different. So we'll do 3 breaths together, break in between, and you're observing, can the exhale naturally become longer than the inhale? And guess what? If it doesn't, that's absolutely fine. It's observing with curiosity, without trying to control and without judgment or expectation. So close the eyes, sit well. Sitting well means that the spine is nice and long, and yet you don't feel rigid. But there is effort in sitting well, sitting upright. We begin with 1 breath together. So slow and deep inhale through the nose, and hold the breath at the very top. And then exhale and release out through the mouth, all the way out, seeing if that breath might feel slower. At the end of that breath, regular breathing, so we can all begin again. Let the breath come in and out on its own. And this time we'll add a count to the breath. So we'll count in for 3, we'll hold, and then your exhale is however long it is without forcing, but you'll be doing your own counting. So let's go. Nice big inhale, 1, 2, 3, hold. And then exhale, 1, 2, 3. Perhaps the breath is longer, don't force it. At the end of your exhale, regular breathing, no effort, regular breath. Okay, one more breath like that. So we'll begin together, breathing in through the nose. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Hold, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. Maybe it's longer. Count whatever is there without striving to make it longer. Once your breath has exhaled, relax the mouth, relax the jaws. Sometimes the word relax is not available. That's fine. Just imagine the jaws softening. Let the teeth be separated. And the lips are just gently touching. Observe the body, observe how you're sitting. A gentle observation of how the body is sitting. If at any point you feel like you're slouching, then you just very slowly and mindfully bring your weight back to feeling more centered on your sitting bones. A lot of the time the weight drops forward, our shoulders drop forward, our head drops forward. So minute, tiny, slow adjustments to bring the body back to a place of feeling completely balanced on your sitting bones. Feel the feet. Just sense where your feet are, the weight of the feet on the floor. And anything else, any other awareness of your feet and your legs. Sense your legs. Sense the back of the legs. Sense the kneecaps. Sense the back of the knees. Watch the mind when it jumps somewhere else, and that's okay. Bring it back to this body scan that we're doing. Back of the knees, back of the thighs. Feel where the thighs are touching whatever is supporting you, whatever is beneath you. Feel the buttocks and the hips. And feel the back. And so maybe the back is supported by something. Feel the lower back, middle back, upper back. Feel your shoulders, awareness of the shoulders, awareness of both arms, awareness of your hands and fingers. So all the way through this guided mindfulness meditation, it's okay when the mind jumps somewhere else or a random thought appears. That's more than okay. That's exactly what the mind does. And so the mindfulness begins by first noticing that the mind has gone somewhere else. And then by secondly, not involving the mind further into that thought. Don't let it be that important. Let what we're doing be more important, the present moment. And then the third thing that is really important is to observe that the mind went somewhere else and have a curiosity around that without judgment. That, oh, the mind is doing what it wants to do and it's going somewhere else. And I don't need to control it by trying to make the mind do something else, but I can offer a different focus point. I don't have to try and push the thoughts away or try and stop them from coming or try and empty the mind, because another thought will appear. But instead, I can just notice, oh, that's interesting. The mind's gone somewhere else. Let me give it a focus point. So for now, sense your whole body as still as possible. If you can maintain stillness without being in pain, then it's a more peaceful place for the mind. See if you can stay still for just a few minutes to encourage and invite the mind to drop down to a place of more stillness, a place of curious observation. And remembering that mental activity, thoughts, they are nothing more than a consequence of released stress or tension. Not necessarily physical tension, could be emotional tension or just mental tension. That's where thought will appear from. It's just a release of that. So there's no need to try and control or resist the thoughts. We just accept them. We come back to our point of focus. Sense the center of the chest now as your point of focus. And let's see if the awareness can stay at the center of the chest. And it will drift off elsewhere. And then there's your anchor, your focus point. You notice the mental activity without following it, because it's not important right now. What's important right now is the present moment. Without following the mental activity, give your mind something else to rest on. The repetition of drawing the mind again and again to the center of the chest. And this is where you may feel the gentle rise and fall of your breathing. It's been happening all this time without needing to control it. If you have been deliberately breathing, now you can release all of that and let the breath happen as the body breathes on its own when we're not trying to make it breathe. Sense the breathing happening in the body. Maybe it's at the center of the chest. Maybe you feel it more in the belly. Maybe you're more aware of the breath as it comes in and out of the nose, tip of the nose. Rest your mind on one part of the body now where the breath is most obvious to you, and it's very subtle. It's your body breathing on its own. As we said earlier, as if you had quietly opened the door to peek in on yourself, resting and breathing. Observe your breath. Each breath coming in and out in its own rhythm, without needing to control it, without needing to change or judge the breath in any way. Here begins the repetitive loop for the mind. Mind goes elsewhere. Bring it back to sensing your breathing. And using, if you wish, for today the technique of counting backwards. Every time a breath happens, the count notes that breath. We begin at 18. To wait for the breath to happen. The breath leads the way, not the counting. The breath happens, it comes in and out, and that's 18. Next time the breath comes in, breath goes out, that's 17, and so on. In your own time, without me guiding, for a little while, do nothing but the repetition of following each breath, counting the breath when it's happened as 18, all the way down to 1. And when you get distracted, when you lose count, that's okay. You just begin again at 18, repetition. And if you get all the way to 1, that's okay. You begin again at 18 on your own for a little while. Wherever you are with your counting, release the count. Stay still if you can for just a little while longer. Sense the breathing happening on its own. Sensing the physical space that you're in, physicality of the body, how you're sitting. Sounds around you, if there are any sounds close by, far away. And keeping the eyes closed, slowly take a deep inhale. Feel how the inhale energizes the body. And when you're ready, slowly exhale. Next time you inhale, perhaps the eyes are still closed. You might inhale, reach your arms above your head, and reach and stretch like you're stretching in the morning. And as you exhale, you can bring the hands down and rub the hands together, rubbing the palms together. Perhaps not touching your face, it depends on if your hands are clean, but perhaps just cupping the hands so that the heat of the hands coming closer to your face. The hands are almost touching the face, creates a little bit of heat, creates a little bit of darkness, so that now you can open the eyes, and then you can release the hands away from you and move in whichever way feels comfortable now. So you might move a little bit from side to side, rock on the ankles, the hips, just move the body in ways that feel good after sitting like that for a while. If you would like to unmute to ask any questions, you're welcome to do that. I think what's important is to remember, especially when this is new, and actually even when it's not new, something that's a good reminder is that we're not doing the meditation to cultivate a deeper experience necessarily during the meditation. We're not practicing mindfulness to get something out of it in that present moment. It might happen, it might not. But we're more doing the meditations and the mindfulness in the hope that that our entire lives and our entire perspective can shift because of the habits we create in the mindfulness. So just as we did the practice today of observing the breathing, and observing the breathing without getting involved in trying to control the breathing or make it be any different, that kind of training also helps us off the yoga mat, off the mindfulness mat, to observe our emotions when they happen, to observe life happening around us without getting over involved and over attached to the emotions and events of our lives. So that will be something to try. And if anyone has any questions or suggestions, or perhaps you'll try that this week, just the counting of the breathing.